Welcome to the CoinOp Cowboys, the podcast where four guys explore the absurdities of everyday life, sharing our entertaining experience and insights on a variety of topics. Hello, CoinOp-ians. This week, Angel shares his wisdom with his word of the day, style, where he discusses gaming styles and mentions a few of his favorites. Does Ryan interrupt me with a fart? You'll find out. But first, Steven talks about first jobs in his segment, The Jobs That Made Us. Can you guess which bathroom he jerked off in on the clock? Stay tuned. Drop us a line if you want your comments and mail heard on air. Our email address is coinopcowboyspod@gmail.com. That's coinopcowboyspod@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, follow, and rate us. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Google Podcasts, anywhere you get your favorite entertainment. We release a new episode every week, so take a listen to past episodes and get all caught up because you deserve it. Now, I'm switching over to the main stage. The boys are just sitting there. Quietly. Quietly for once, huh? Steven's playing on his phone. Ryan looks like a piece of shit. And Chris is squinting at the screen. And he's smiling. Why is he smiling? Huh. Let's hop on over and join the discussion. All right, gentlemen, welcome to another week of wonderful, wonderful conversation with our CoinOp-ians. Welcome. Did I already say welcome? Did I say welcome twice? Who cares?
Welcome.
We're going to do
Bienvenidos.
Por favor.
Por favor, sí. Bienvenidos, por favor. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Which Steven's not a fan of. All right. Let's...
Los bibliotecas, that's like the most stupidest thing you can learn in school. It's so important to learn biblioteca. Everybody remembers that one word. It's the one word everybody remembers.
I know it from Dodgeball.
Yeah, biblioteca?
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Yeah, because it's hilarious
Pedro?
that's like the main thing they teach you. It's like, why?
El baño.
And el
Me
baño,
gusta,
that too. But that one's actually
mexicanos.
useful. El baño, that's very important, especially in
Una
Mexico.
more cerveza, por favor.
Me gusta verga tacos. All right.
Yeah, Chris does.
Let's go ahead and do the introductions. I'm going to say your name. What you're going to do is going to say hello message to people watching. You're going to say hello. And then you're going to answer a question, which I'm going to give you that question right now. And that question, gentlemen, if you're ready, is, hold on. Here it is. You're trapped in a world where the only food available is your most hated vegetable from when you were a kid. Do you remember being a kid, hating that vegetable? Here's your challenge. How do you make it a gourmet experience? Once again, if you're trapped in a world where the only food available is your most hated veggie from when you were a kid, how do you make it a gourmet experience? And we're going to go in order because all of you are in order right now. We're going to start with Ryan.
You're fucking bullshit. You always pick Chris, and then the one time I have nothing to say, I get.
Do not
first.
question the perfect order, Ryan.
To find out how picky Ryan was as a kid, he's like, my hated vegetables, all of them.
I mean, I don't. I didn't really hate vegetables as a kid. I guess the only one that I didn't like, and I still don't like, is mushrooms.
Oh, there you go.
Not a vegetable.
Yeah.
Not a vegetable.
And I
It's a fungus.
always liked broccoli. Broccoli is cool. Cauliflower is cool.
Brussels
corn.
sprouts, asparagus.
Brussels sprouts I never really got into. It looks like alien food. It still looks weird to me. I still don't really care for them, but I'll eat them.
They're really good with bacon.
What else is there? Asparagus. I'm a big fan of asparagus now. Don't really remember it coming my way as a kid. I guess it would be mushrooms, and there's nothing you can really do to church up a mushroom because they're just fucking gross. I guess dip it in chocolate and then swallow it.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Ryan. Next up, Chris.
What up, CoinOp-ians? Got Chris here. You're in for another fantastic episode from us, the boys, the Cowboys. Not them boys, the Cowboys. And as you know, when I was a child growing up in the desert, there was one thing that was more brutal than anything else, and it mostly had to do with green because there wasn't a whole lot of green around. But for some reason, the childhood option that was forced upon me was the horrible, tragic, mentally deteriorating green bean. The green bean, not a bean, some kind of weird veggie thingy. And what made it even better is all the green beans that I had came out of a can. And those cans, since people don't like green beans and those cans sit on the shelf for a long time, it wasn't like a bright green color. It was probably like a darker olive. And who knows? Maybe they were expired, maybe they weren't, but they sure tasted horrible. And I think everyone says, oh, Chris, you don't like green bean casserole where you slather some mushroom sauce and fried onions on top? No, terrible. Still terrible. Can't fix it. But this is how you would make the best of it. All great things, you start with taking the green bean and you're going to cover it in some Gouda, some good Gouda cheese. You're going to roll it all up, and then you're going to stuff it inside a pork butt and smoke it on the barbecue for 18 hours and put a special sesame honey glaze on top.
Holy shit.
Done. Traeger only.
Green beans. Can you make those in real life, Chris? I really want to eat that.
Very, very much good. You know, the one that I tried that was out of the box was a smoked hard-boiled egg. I just put an egg in there and just smoked it, and they were quite tasty.
I feel like there's some things in this world that shouldn't be smoked, Chris. And a hard-boiled egg, I feel like it's one of them.
Were you just sitting around the kitchen like, what else can I fucking smoke?
No, it was the wife. I think she got like a smoked cookbook, and she said, well, you need to put eggs in there and let them hard boil and then solidify. And when you break them open, they're not just fully white. They're kind of like almost like a brick color a little bit, kind of like a little bit on the browning, like it's just a very smoky color on the outside, and they tasted fantastic.
So how bad did they smell?
They did. Actually, I feel like they smelled less, because normally we do a normal egg. I think it smells most of the time, but this one just smelled like the smoke, and the smoke smelled good because I smoke with applewood chips with a little bit of hickory.
Did it smell coming out? Did you get good gas out of it?
There was No, I think the problem with smoking eggs is they taste so good that you want to eat more. So you eat more eggs than you necessarily should have. Then you'll have bigger problems.
Okay, I got one more question about this, Chris.
Fuck.
Bring it on.
Never seen Ryan so interested.
I got nipples, Chris. Could you smoke me?
That was good.
Very good. Give it up for Ryan. Thank you, Chris.
Chris.
No, I know. It was a joke, the last joke, like a comedian, but that didn't come across well. Thank you, Chris, for your smoked egg. Was that it?
Yes.
That's not a vegetable.
Fucking weird.
It was green beans. It was
green beans. Thank you. Okay,
you're smoking green beans inside a brisket.
I got lost in your wonderful story. Next up, let's pan over to Steven.
Hey, Cowboys, it's your favorite guy ever, Steven. And when I was a kid, funny enough, I hated cauliflower. And I feel like it wasn't really fair because
I love
cauliflower is like a super neutral food. And I just hated it. I didn't really like broccoli that much. And cauliflower was like its ugly cousin. And fucking hated it. My mom liked to make it all the time. And it pissed me off. And I would always tell her, I'm not fucking eating that shit. And she would always tell me, that's what you're eating or you're going to your fucking room. And then I would eat it really slow and with a really big frown on my face. But as I got older, I realized every vegetable can be good if treated well. And I've had some really, really good cauliflower. And I don't even hate the flavor anymore. It's just, I don't know what it was. But a deep fried cauliflower is exceptional, especially with a good dipping sauce. Thinking something like smoky chipotle dipping sauce, some sort of aioli like that. Other ways I've seen cauliflower used is they make cauliflower rice. And you can make some really cool freaking fake rice
Fuck
dishes.
that shit.
See,
I
Ryan's a
hate
hater.
when they make fake rice. Just give me fucking rice.
Give me the cilantro, lime, cauliflower rice with, that's with some like freaking chicken on it. I don't know.
You're terrible.
Whatever, Ryan. Fuck you. Go eat your onions or
You
something.
go eat your squash spaghetti or whatever.
Ryan, my favorite vegetable is a mushroom. That's not a fucking vegetable. It's
My least favorite vegetable is
not a
mushroom.
vegetable.
The fungus.
What defines a vegetable? I don't know, actually. Is it things without seeds?
Is that true?
I don't know. I thought a vegetable was something without a seed.
No, because a tomato's a vegetable, right?
No.
Tomatoes a fruit because it grows on a vine.
No.
I'm pretty sure the defining factor of a fruit is that it has a seed.
I don't know.
Look it up, boy.
Look it up.
My favorite vegetable is watermelon.
Did you look it up? Ah!
Vegetables are edible parts of the plant, such as leaves, stem, root, and bulbs. Fruits with sweetness and vegetables savory. I don't think that answers a question.
No. But that's okay. Go ahead and comment below what you think is the actual... You know what? Just give us a wrong answer for a fruit and vegetable. I don't give a shit. But,
Are you playing Fortnite, Angel?
yes, I'm
I
playing
see it in
Fortnite.
your glasses, you piece of shit.
This fucking guy.
Oh, shit. That got me lightheaded. Very good. Oh, dude.
Fruits contain seeds, while vegetables can consist of roots, stems, and leaves. Steven's right.
Very good.
That may be the last time we hear but that on this episode, so enjoy it. Mark it
Things that
down,
you think are
CoinOp-ians.
vegetable are like not, like cucumbers are not vegetables.
Oh, very good. All right. Well, I'll round it out. Thank you. Thank you very much, Steven. Thank you. Thank you. Steven.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'll round it out. I don't know if this is a vegetable, now that I think about it, since we got the definition out there, but I don't care. It's cactus. Cactus.
I think that's a vegetable.
I'll say it's a vegetable. I'll say it's a vegetable. It's.
I feel like this is something Chris would know.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
So I think I actually agree with Angel. I think it is a vegetable.
There you have it. Cactus is a vegetable. Yeah, my
Because a
dad
cactus
would.
it's a tree, isn't it?
Yeah, it said the edible
produce fruit,
portion of the plant. It's the leaf, stem, or root. Or flower. Broccoli. Broccoli is the flower part, so I think cactus would be the flowery part of a cactus. Boom. Vegetable.
Killing it.
And there's no seeds.
Yeah, I used to hate it because the first time I had it was my dad's cactus, and he puts a bunch of hot sauce on it. I freaking hate spicy stuff. So I forever thought that cactus was really spicy, and not
Guys.
until I was an adult did I realize that it was not. So
Want to play a little game?
do I?
Yeah.
Let's play a game.
Is it a fruit? Want to play?
Is a cactus a fruit or a vegetable? Let's do it.
It's a plant.
If you were to eat the aloe vera part of the cactus, yes, that would be a vegetable. And the little tunas, or whatever you'd call them, in the cactus fruit, prickly pear, that would be considered a fruit. So, is corn a fruit or vegetable?
Corn is fruit.
Corn is a vegetable.
Vegetable.
Various grains are classified as fruits because they originate from a plant's seed or flower. Corn can be considered a vegetable if it's enjoyed on the cob. However, the individual kernels are viewed as grains.
Boom, baby.
So that's neither. It's neither fruit nor vegetable.
It could be, it's an in-between. What about bell peppers?
I feel like you're cheating.
Bell pepper's fruit.
No, it's a vegetable for sure.
There's seeds inside.
There's
So?
seeds.
Wait.
It is a fruit.
It's like, yeah, I feel like a fruit is almost just like if you have a tree and it produces a byproduct of something that's meant to fall off. Like, it's not like if you eat the leaves of the tree or the stem, but if it's producing a fruit, which I think that's what a bell pepper is doing.
Olives.
Olives are a fruit.
I don't know.
Yes, they are. So there's like a thing in your head that just says, oh, like a pepper. It's like it's not sweet. It's got like a bitterness to it. It's a vegetable, you know?
Potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes have
Potato
to be
is a vegetable.
vegetable.
That is correct.
Are peas
Have you guys,
a fruit
speaking
or
of-
vegetable?
What?
Peas,
Pea is a vegetable.
correct.
I feel
But
like
the
they should-
pods are not. The pods are fruit, and the peas are a vegetable.
Oh, well, that's messed up.
The pea is the seed. The seed is not a fruit. The thing containing the seeds is a fruit. All right, it's getting too technical here. Moving on.
Fuck this game, Steven.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Angel, spin your fucking wheel.
One more. Have you guys ever heard of a mano de Buddha?
What the fuck did you just say?
Mano de Buddha.
Isn't that the one where you either pick stereo or mono de Buddha when you're like plugging in your
God damn it,
computer?
Chris. That was good. I enjoyed that. No, it's Buddha's hand. Here, I'll share exactly what it is real quick.
Oh, I've seen those.
Images.
It's like a banana.
No, that is one whole fruit.
What does it taste like?
Bitter lemon.
That sounds horrible.
So it's just like a lemon, a cousin of a lemon?
Yeah. Yeah, we had a plant like that, and it was disgusting. It looks just like that.
It looks funny.
They called it a Buddha's hand.
Buddha's hand. Mano de Buddha.
Very creative.
All right. How do I stop sharing? Okay, I got to share again. All right, let's go ahead and bring that wheel up.
Yeah, bro ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Angel or Steven? Angel or devil? Angel or devil?
Spin that fucking wheel.
Spinning.
Let's go.
Oh!
Steven.
The best
It's
for last,
Steven.
guys.
Save the
Good
best
thing
for
because
last,
Steven
baby.
just finished writing his segment about 2 seconds ago.
No. It was.
But Angel hasn't even finished yet.
Yeah, Angel's feverish
Steven.
typing.
Steven, what did
Yes.
you bring for the CoinOp-ians today?
Oh well, Chris on his on the last podcast, Chris inspired me with his very, and well, I wouldn't know what to call that kind of question, Chris.
An analogy?
Well, you were talking about things that the new generation wouldn't experience that we experienced.
Thought-provoking?
Thought-provoking question. There you go. That was exactly what I was thinking of. And one of the ones that you listed off, was Thomas guides. And when I was kind of looking into that subject, I was inspired by that. So here I go into my segment. And away we go.
I'm glad I can inspire the masses of the Cowboys.
Yes. Flashback, Chris. Take your mind back to our college days. I'm thinking around the year 2007. I come racing into the back alley of a small shopping center on a rainy night in Diamond Bar. I press one foot on the clutch of my 96 Honda Accord and the other onto my brake, bringing my delivery to an end. I hop out of my car, throw up my hood, grab the hot bag that once had pizza in it, and bolt from my pizza-scented car to the back door of Round Table Pizza. I get inside and shake the raindrops off my jacket. I drop the hot bag on the charger and look left. My middle-aged, balding boss, Madhu, is huddled in his closet office, crunching the numbers from last night. He looks at me, I give him a nod, and proceed to the back of the store. In the back, I find my coworker, Aki, an overweight, heavy-set Japanese man with a big 90s-style bowl cut. He is measuring out weed on a small scale he brought from his house. He looks over and goes, "What up, Steven?" I laugh and say, "Not much, Aki." I turn around, head back to the walk-in freezer, pop my head in there and grab a drink of the beer I hid in there earlier. I then grab a bag of dough and head to the kitchen to see who needs help. The orders are backing up and the deliveries are late. The phone is ringing and the arcade machines are beeping. Just another Friday night at my college job, Chris. Slinging pizzas was a comfort area for me and something I genuinely love doing. Getting high in the back of the pizza shop with Aki, loading up pizzas and driving all over town was an easy way to make a buck during school, and I loved it. Ryan, unfortunately, that's not all that went on at Round Table Pizza. Do you know what else might have gone on there, Ryan?
That was
You shit
almost
your
super.
pants. You okay, Chris?
Clearly not paying attention.
I'm paying attention. I was just trying to fart in the microphone.
Yeah, the timing was almost good.
Yeah, almost. That would have been epic. Well, Ryan, since you're so clearly lost for words because my story is so epic and leaving you speechless, when we weren't getting high in the back, we would be drinking beers in the cooler. After our shifts would end, we would play poker with all of our tip money. Not only that, we were sure to make a few extra pizzas for our friends and roommates back home. Chris, you remember those?
I do remember those pizzas.
Many of my friends would love the moment I would get home from my job because it meant lots of fresh pizza and those starving college students rejoiced.
Steven always made a point to put like extra toppings on. Like he would not be stingy about the toppings, so it would just come loaded.
Yeah, and they were absolutely free when I was stealing them. Working there was funny. I was college aged, but the people who worked there ranged from like 16 to 40. There was a big mix. The boss would always hire a bunch of, how Ryan would put it, jailbait. And they always wanted to party. Go figure. They would always bug us to get them booze. And it was definitely danger zone. I swear I definitely stay clear of all that, Ryan. I can remember this one time, this blonde chick named CJ was being really flirty. I wasn't sure what to do. she didn't live with her parents anymore for some reason, and she was living with a bunch of dudes in some weird ass living house situation. And she told me that she really wanted me to come hang out after work. And ain't no way I'm playing that game, not catching a charge for something like that. I was like 19 and they were all like 17. It was a weird position to be in, but whatever. I was witness to lots of sketchy behavior there.
She worked at Round Table is what you're saying?
Yeah, because they would hire like the high school kids. They're like 17 years old and they're working with us and we're like college dudes and they like want to come party with the college dudes. And I'm like, dude, not going to happen. Not going down like that.
I need some gold slogger, please. Can you buy some?
I swear. The problems didn't end there. I was in college partying with age-appropriate people, Ryan. People, and also staying awake all hours to do last-minute homework / play video games. I would get a morning shift and show up an hour late. Getting yelled at by my boss was fun. My hours would get reduced, and I would have to kiss ass to finally get them back up. And then one day I finally got fired. That was cool.
What? You got fired? No, I didn't know you got fired.
So I remember this one time, like I was starting to get more responsibilities. I don't know why, but they asked me to start opening up the store in the morning, which means you have to start getting the buffet ready for when all the fat people come to eat their buffet.
I love Round Table buffet.
Yeah. When does pizza open? Like, are we talking about 11 o'clock?
You need to get there at 10. So by 11, everything's ready to go. And that sounds so easy, but in college, 10 a.m. was like the bare minimum, like the earliest I could wake up, because I would stay up till like 5 a.m. playing League of Legends or whatever I'm doing.
Nerd.
So I would just like constantly wake up late, but usually I'd only be like 10, 15 minutes late and I could still get everything done before he noticed or would come into the shop. But like one time I remember that I came in like an hour late and everybody was like kind of there for the buffet and like I was the only dude there trying to fucking get shit together. I got in so much trouble. So they like just cut my hours and were like, you can't open anymore. I'm like, no, man, I can do it. Cause it was like a little bit better pay. But anyways, whatever. So I got my hours reduced. I kissed ass to finally get back up and then I got fired.
What'd you get fired for?
It's the only job I've ever been fired from, but this is what happened. So I worked in Diamond Bar, which in a normal pizza place would have a delivery radius of like 5 miles. That's like probably normal for Domino's, Pizza Hut, whatever. This Round Table and Diamond Bar had a delivery radius of like 30 miles and would make us like it would make us drive from like Diamond Bar all the way down to the bottom of 71 freeway where like Chino Hills, like the Butterfield Ranch and stuff is down there. So like sometimes you would get a delivery that was like going to take you 45 minutes because you had to take side streets there. There's traffic, whatever. And I took a big order down to Butterfield Ranch. And I get all the way down there, brought everything was perfect. But I was like 2 minutes past the time that like they told her I was going to be there. And she opens the door with like so much attitude and like, I give her stuff and I'm trying to be nice. And then she takes the receipt and at that time you sign it and you write in your tip or whatever. Dude, she freaking like does a big old circle on the receipt and puts the slash through it. And I was fucking pissed. I was like, whatever. So I'm like, I'm not going to get mad at her. Like I just say, oh, okay, well, like, you know, sorry about that next time, you know, we'll do better, blah, 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 whatever. I get back to the store and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fix this. She fucked
Oh no,
me.
Steven.
I was at a delivery for an hour and a half and I got stiffed by this bitch. I'm going to fucking fix it. What the fuck? Good replay. So I went back to the computer and I opened the order back up and I put a coupon in. Like a $3 coupon on the order. It like discounted the order like $3.
So you could tip yourself $3.
And so I printed out the receipt, scribbled on the receipt, threw it back in their machine. Like, dude, people have done this 100 times at the store. Like a couple bucks here, a couple bucks there. It works way better with cash, I guess, because with credit card, she got alerted that the price had changed. Even though it went down, the price had changed. So she got notice.
Oh no.
And then she like called my boss, like bitching about like, why did the price change or whatever, even though it went down like $1 or $2 or whatever.
Wow.
And so she calls in and he pulls a receipt. He says, well, I have a receipt here that's signed by you. And I had just like chicken scratched over the receipt just to make like, there's hundreds of receipts. No one's going to notice.
Yeah.
And she goes, I didn't do that, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm just like, oh God. And so he calls me in the next day. He's like, yeah, I gotta let you go, blah, blah, blah. He was all pissed off and shit that A, I forged his signature, and B, I like stole like $2 from him. Like, and he fired me. So, so like I sulked for like 2 weeks, and then finally I got a call from my stoner buddy Aki, and he's like, hey man, if you come back and just say sorry, man, he'll hire you back. So I like fucking go back to his office. I'm like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that. And like, I never really did it that much. Like I never did like the coupon stuff like other people would, like I would cut the corners, like making pizza and, like doing shit like that, like drinking a beer in the cooler. But like, that was the first time I did that, and I fucking didn't do it right.
What is the cutting the corner making the pizza?
No, like making pizza for myself or bringing home like 2 large pizzas for my friends, like, or taking like extra stock. Like if people didn't show up for their order and like you had extra pizzas in the takeout box or whatever. Just doing shit like that. And my boss didn't even really care. Like, he's like, you want to make a pizza? Just fucking make pizzas. But we would like be liberal with it and like bring home like a full ass extra large pizza.
So he got mad at you for stealing $3, but you would make like a $40 pizza and take it home to your buddies.
I think he was mostly mad that like I forged the receipt and that like the chick wanted blood.
He can't trust you.
But Ryan, it's not just a $40 pizza. He also had to pay Steven to make that $40 pizza and bring it home for himself.
So the lady calmed down when he's like, yeah, we like fired him or whatever. So she calmed down on that. But so I got my job back later, but it was like never the same after that. I mean, I still did some dumb shit, but like, it was just like, I wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Did you ever deliver pizza to that lady again?
No. And I was like very cautious of that address.
So
I remembered it.
When you were delivering pizzas, did you remember like, oh, this person fucking shits at tipping every time?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you do anything shitty to those people?
No. And you more remember the ones that are good. Like you don't like, there's a lot of different addresses that you go to, but you'll remember like, oh, that one's a good one. But like I was a flex delivery guy. So like I only picked up deliveries when the other delivery drivers were like so busy, which happened all the time. But there was like a couple dudes that lived up in the country in Diamond Bar. This is like this super exclusive gated community up in Diamond Bar that has like Snoop Dogg and like some other fucking athletes and some other people. And there was like a few houses up there that if you saw it, you're like, dude, go. Cause they just would give you like $10, which is a lot for a tip for a delivery when you're delivering a $20 pizza and they give you a 30, like bump it up to 30. But, the best thing that ever came out of this was I was working there during college and I was like struggling with my major. I was trying to be like a computer scientist. I was in like programming classes and like I was way behind the curve on where I needed to be for that. And I just was getting really like worried about that major. And I remember working with the dude. He went to Cal Poly too. And one day I was like, hey man, what's your major, man? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm like studying to become a civil engineer. I'm like, oh yeah, what's that about? And he's like, yeah, like bridges and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll do that then. So the next day I went to school.
Done.
So like literally that was the conversation. So the next day I went to school. I went to that college and I went into meet the dean. I was like, I want to switch my major. And he let me switch my major just all of a sudden. So that's how I became a civil engineer. So without
what was your first major?
Been on this path. Computer science.
Computer science, got it.
Software engineering, programming. So yeah, there's like a lot of other things. Like my most fun delivery story, Ryan will like this one, is I delivered to this apartment and this black lady opened up the door and one of her whole titties was popping out. She was wearing like a nightie, and when she opened the door, one of the straps was down and her whole boob was out, and she didn't know. And I knew, but she didn't know. And I was like very nervous she was going to like find out that it was out like halfway through the conversation. So I was just like, gotta get out of here. This is awkward. And I got invited into an old woman's house who was also wearing lingerie. Oh. And I was very scared that she was going to like make a move. And I thought it was like in a porno. But I was also high and I don't know what was going on. I crashed my truck on a delivery. Oh no, I crashed into a truck on my delivery. I fucked up my Honda. What else did I do? That was about it on the fun stories.
Did you ever bite a pizza and deliver it?
No, I never did that. I never spit on anything or bite anything. There's some weird customer stuff, but what are your guys' college jobs? You guys have any fun or sacred memories from your college jobs? It seemed like those were the best ones because you did so much dumb shit and you didn't care if you lost it.
No, by the time I was in college, I cared about my job.
Or high school jobs, like anytime you were first like around.
Stephen, go back to Roundtable
for a while.
I did. I worked at Vaughn's. I worked at almost every department in there. Like I did a very small stint as I did a little bit in the produce, a little bit in like the deli dairy. I did checking. I helped out in the service deli if it was needed, but I spent a lot of time working in Starbucks, which is kind of ironic because I wasn't a real Starbucks employee. I was a Vaughn's employee. I just wore like the Starbucks gear and people would come in, so whatever. Yeah. I never, to Ryan's point, I didn't really ever spit in people's drinks, but I remember that I took it upon myself when I would look at the recipe. I said, you know what? This one's not being made very right. I'm going to fix it and sell it better. Like the caramel macchiato, for example. The concept with the caramel macchiato is you want to put like the order you go in is like the syrup, the milk, the foam, and then you pour the espresso over the top, and it's supposed to like slowly work its way down. Well, I'm like, what that does is it produces like a bitter espresso on top and a sugar on the bottom. So by the time you get to the bottom, it kind of tastes different. So I was like, you should stir this up. Let's stir this madness up and sell it. And people loved it. I had one chick that lost her mind. She said, "You made it wrong. I want the manager. I want your head. I want this, that, and the other." And I had to work on calming her down.
You were making caramel lattes. You weren't making a macchiato. The whole point of macchiato is the separation.
Right. But see, no one ever came up and said, "I want a caramel latte." But when they said caramel macchiato, like, "Chris, you make the best caramel macchiatos." I go, "Thanks." And I had this like great little thing. I was like, well, all the other people, they do like the espresso and the milk and the syrup and the caramel. But me, I do the espresso, the milk, the caramel, the syrup. And then I do just a little bit of love in each one. And that was the selling point. They would giggle and then come back the next day for more.
I remember there was a big trend to do caramel macchiatos upside down. I'm like, that's just like, fucking, why are you getting it?
I get it that way.
You're just getting a caramel latte at that point.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, caramel latte would be, a latte should be your espresso at the bottom, and then they use the frothed or steamed milk to fill it up. And you would have put caramel syrup in it at some point to give it the caramel flavor. Macchiato is where you do the milk first, Chris, and then you put it on top, the shot on top.
Yep. So that the shot like slowly works its way down through it. And you got to leave a fair amount of foam on top too.
That's crazy.
A macchiato, like a real macchiato, is nothing like a macchiato at Starbucks. I ordered a macchiato at like a bougie coffee place once, and it was horrible because it was just literally a shot of espresso with like a little bit of milk foam on top, and it was like the size of like a shot glass. And I was like, I just had to drink it. You just have to drink it. You ordered it.
Yeah, that was a little.
I was like, oh yeah, that's what a macchiato is.
I think by the time I met Steven, I was working at Vaughn's, but I didn't go straight to Cal Poly Pomona. When I left Yucca Valley, I went to Cal State San Bernardino first. I did a year and a half, 2 years there. Decided, like Steven, that I wanted to do engineering, so then I transferred to Pomona. Got a job at Vaughn's, met Steven out there. So when I was at Cal State San Bernardino, I got this flyer on my windshield that said, you can work off commission or get paid $19 an hour. And I was like, $19? Hot diggity, I'll do whatever. I mean, we like giving blood, or is it like, I didn't know if it was going to be like a pizza boy, porno. Like I wasn't exactly sure, but I said, yeah, sure, I'll go check it out. It was Vector Marketing. Have you guys ever heard of it?
Yeah, Vector tried to recruit everybody out of college. You get a letter, or high school, you get a letter in the mail from Vector.
That's right. What you do
now because I know Chris, but.
Yeah, you go there and they say, we're going to teach you how to sell Cutco knives. So they would have you buy this Cutco knife set, and then they would show you how to give the routine. And if you know anything about Cutco, they are by far the most superior knives on the planet. The problem is they're so expensive because they're so good that they can't do well in stores, because most people are like, well, that knife looks sharp and pointy and it's $5, and this one over here is $100. I'm going to buy the $5 one every
show
time.
How to cut a penny.
Yeah, so you got to cut the penny in half with the shears. you got to cut the rope, you got to cut some leather, you got to have them bring their knives out and try cutting stuff so that they can see how pathetic their weapons are compared to how good yours are. And like we would always hold like a piece of leather out like this, and we'd have them cut down the top. And when we do that, we'd keep a nice loose grip so it really struggles to try and cut through it. And then when the Cutco knives come up, you pull it real tight, and it just slides like butter. It was fantastic.
You're like a magician. You're just a pack of lies.
That is correct. So now, don't get me wrong; it was still superior. And I think that was helpful because I think I have a hard time selling something I don't believe in. So I totally believed in the product, especially when I started like learning everything about it. And they have a lifetime warranty too. On top of that, so let's say, for example, if I take my knives and hand them down to my kids, and they hand it down to their kids, if the tip breaks off, they send it in and they get a brand new one. If I go to a swap meet and I find one for $1, I take that, I send it in, and I get a brand new one, or they sharpen it or something like that. So it totally works out. It's fantastic stuff. However, the one problem that did arose is you have to sell to people you know. So all the people I knew were in Yucca Valley. So for this job, I had to drive 2 hours to find clients and people, and then they would refer me to other people in Yucca Valley. So the miles I was putting on was quite brutal. But there was 2 instances. I went out into the middle of 29 Palms, like the deep desert that I had to drive like a mile on a dirt road. And I found this one house, and I went in there, and there was this guy and this girl, and they were both like a little bit on the more heavier side. They were wearing like tank tops, and they had tattoos everywhere. And so I started going down this, and I sold them on it. They were just like, "Oh, I need this product." And so you had the normal set was like $900, but the ultimate set was like $2,000. And I had never sold an ultimate set before, but I showed them it, and they said, "That's the one. That's what I want." And I was like, "Oh." Like I was about to tell them about the smaller set, but I started with the ultimate. They liked it, and I was like, all right, let's go for it. So I ended up buying an ultimate set, and it was fantastic. I found out they actually owned a tattoo parlor, so that's how they were able to afford that, but they lived out in the boonies, go figure. Now, another house I went to, this was a house that took in stray cats. Have you guys ever been in a house like that before?
Oh, I've been in a few for work, yeah.
Yeah, so you go in there, there's like stacks of newspaper everywhere. There's just cats and critters running around. You need to move the cat in order to sit down. They had a spare trailer outside that was also full of cats that were like hanging on the screen trying to get out. And that was kind of the breaking point. Because I said, you know what, I have to go into this house and I have to try to sell this person $1,000 worth of knives when they probably can't even afford rent. And some people would buy it and others wouldn't. But the people that would buy it, I'm thinking to myself, come on, man, like you really shouldn't be buying these. You should be paying for rent. They're like, oh, I can put it on a credit card, right? Yeah, you can. We'll just make it happen. Okay. So yeah, that was my college experience.
Yeah, I'd be a horrible salesman. That'd be so horrible because I just can't like force people to do anything like that. I'm like, I just want to sell a product that people want. Like at my work, it's like you need me, so I'm just doing it. So it's like a mutual relationship. I never feel like I'm swindling anybody or getting them into a deal that's bad. Like I don't think I could be a car salesman. I don't think I could be like a lot of things. I'd feel too bad.
It takes a certain kind of person to be able to do that deeper sales. I think they just have to blindly go, I'm always selling and I always need to get my stuff sold. So I agree with you. I would much rather be in a situation where people are coming to me for a service or a product. I'm like, okay, let me help you with that.
You're a problem solver as a salesperson. That's your job, is to solve people's problems.
That is true. And I actually, all things considered, I because I spent so much money on gas, I didn't really make a ton of money, but I did sell, I think I stopped selling up when I had sold about $35,000 worth. So I had like gotten up there, I'd gotten to all the different tiers. I was starting to be an assistant manager there. And I think the art of selling or being able to sell to someone is very valuable. So I think that was some good knowledge that I took in. And I really appreciate that job for that. But I was just looking at it and saying, this is not the long term. The long term is to go into construction engineering. I'm not going to sell knives. So thank you, but I got to go.
When you sold that ultimate package for $2,000, what was your commission on that?
Let's see here. I would get 30% on each sale. And then if I had sold, this was like pretty deep into my career there. If I had sold at least 5,000 for the month, then I would get 20% on the 5,000 for the month. So in essence, I made 50% on that sale.
Nice.
Pretty good.
But I got that.
$1,000.
You get that right when you get to like $25,000-$30,000 in sales. So it was a lot of little stuff up until that point.
Let's see. I worked at McDonald's for my first job. Didn't do anything really shitty there. I always wanted to get a job, and I still want to do this. I want to get a job at Walmart for like the overnight shift, and just see how long I can fuck around until I get fired. like purposely not do my job.
I bet you get fired so much faster than you would think. Like all those like low level jobs that are like, not to be offensive or anything, but like there's too many power tripping egos in those buildings, and like I feel like there's going to be a low level manager that's like so unhappy with you not doing what you're supposed to do that they're going to like threaten the shit out of you. Like, you need this job, you piece of shit, you do what I tell you to do or else I'm firing you. Like, just going crazy. I feel like it would not overlook your shit at all.
I had a buddy in high school who worked at Walmart, and he said that's exactly how they operated. There was one Walmart in town, like a lot of people worked there, but they had like a 3 or 4 strike issue where if you had some form of an issue 3 times in a row, they would fire you. So if you were late 3 times in a row, or if you were not getting your stuff done, whatever, they would just blindly say 1, 2, 3, next person, and they churn through a lot of people.
Airy as fuck.
Have any of our farts made it to the podcast?
Steven's face, he's like looked at the screen so quick.
What's happening?
How many of these farts have made it to the final cut, Angel?
Yeah, they do. All of them do.
You need to timestamp them because, dude, I always listen.
He's timestamp.
Just timestamp them, but don't put a what is timestamp.
What other jobs did I have?
This is so lagged for me. Is anybody else lagged? Is this lagged?
I think I'm really lagged right now.
It's because the Angel's playing Fortnite.
I'm not playing Fortnite. I'm not playing anything. So check this out. My first job in college, I probably got in junior year, is check this out. So I sat there and I said, Angel, you're a phenomenal person. Okay, you're incredible. Where the fuck did Chris go?
He was lagging a lot. So because every time I would talk, he would answer me 5 seconds after I would stop talking.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, anyways, I said, Angel, you know what? You're a phenomenal person. You deserve to work a job that you enjoy, and it's a lot of fun. So I said to myself, I says, where do people have fun? Well, they have fun at a fun center.
The Family Fun Center?
A family fun center. So I said, that's got to be the coolest job ever. It's like you're having fun, everyone's having fun. It's a blast. There was one in Torrance. It's closed now. I think I talked about it in one of the early podcasts. Mulligan Family Fun Center. Fun for the kids and the kid in you. And I worked the attractions, and then I worked the arcade. And it was funny enough that so like arcades have like unique quarters, right? Some of them don't use like normal quarters. So they worked in other arcades.
Tokens?
Yeah, tokens. There you go. So tokens. They worked in other arcades, in other establishments. And because I was in the arcade, I think I have like a couple of tins still, just like, because you have pockets of tokens when you work the arcade. So it's like if someone gets jammed, you could just give them a couple tokens and they'll be like, all right, thanks. So sometimes I would forget to put them back in the cash when I would go home. And I just had, and they're just like pieces of metal. So I'd empty my pockets when I get home and be like, oh my God, I forgot to return the tokens. I'd be like, oh, whatever. So I accumulated a lot of tokens. And God, I got to find where they are. But anyways, that was my job. It was a lot of fun. And that
collecting tokens?
No. Yeah, collecting tokens was my job, dude. No, and that's where I met my wife. So
she was there having family fun.
She was a party girl.
Oh.
So you had alcohol at your family fun establishment?
There was beer. Yes, there was beer and wine.
Nice.
There was go-karts, there was mini golf, there was laser tag, and it was a lot of fun. Batting cages. It was cool.
Did anyone ever just get like pegged real hard with the in the batting cages?
I'm sure they have. I didn't see anybody get hit, but because like that was something big. They were like, you know, really caged off, really netted, and there was always an attraction attendant or two there. So, but no, yeah, the funny, kind of a little small funny story. I actually I distracted my wife. I distracted her enough where she got run over by a go-kart.
like you pushed her out on the track?
No. So I opened, there was this, like the pit stop that you go in, there was these metal gates that you open, swing open and close. And when you let the drivers out, you open it up and they all go on the track, and then you close the gates so they can go on the track. And when you, on the other side, when you open that side of the gate, they can all come into the pit. So I announced it that it was like one rider. That's the best part. It was like one driver on the track. It was like during the week. I opened that gate, and she was just standing in the middle of the road, and she got hit by the go-kart. And I'm like, how unaware are you? You know. But yeah. After that, we got to talking, and we had our first date at Disneyland. Yeah, good times.
You were like, you're like, hey, that leg looks bruised. I got something you could put on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my charm.
Nice. Family Fun Center.
That was a good place.
Yeah, I love thinking back because it's getting a little farther away from it now, but it was like silly little jobs that we had, or what seemed like silly jobs now, and just thinking back to all the stupid shit I did, it was fun. But
get closer to the mic, Steven.
Ryan was... I didn't hear anything about Ryan's.
I applied to work at FedEx, and they rejected me. They said I was not bulky, buff enough.
Yes, Ryan, did you mention any of the jobs you did before?
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's. Didn't really do anything crazy there. Worked at Albertsons for a while. Most I did there was to spend too much time collecting carts. That was my favorite thing to do. And then me and my buddy that worked there, we had a stupid term. Like anytime we saw a cute girl, he'd be like, hey, Mike, I need gas money. Like, well, how much do you need? And whatever number we said was like, that was the hotness of the girl. Like, I'm $2. Gross. But $50, that was a lot. That was a full tank of gas. Like, oh, baby. I never did anything crazy there. I got promoted to the deli, did that for 2 days, and then I bounced. Never had a gut of chicken. And then I worked at a call center for a long time.
They always sold that. I worked at a Ralph's, man. They tried to sell like working in the deli counter like as a promotion, but it was
it was like $1. It was
like
an extra
not even
dollar.
worth it. And you had to do stupid shit like fucking rotisserie the chickens and stuff. It was disgusting.
Fucking gross.
I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I said no to it. They're like, but it's a promotion. I'm like, you're already taking union fees out of my minimum wage. I mean, I'm already making less than minimum wage. And
the union shit was such a joke for Albertsons. They didn't try to get me on it for like 6 months. And then I joined, but then I quit shortly after that. And then I got a letter in the mail like a year later. They're like, hey, you owe us like $3,000. And if you don't pay, we're going to fire you. It's like, I haven't worked there in a year. Go fuck off.
Yeah, that's a fucking joke. For low level, the union was absolute shit because I would work there. I was like working there for a year. I didn't get any benefits. I didn't get any sort of, not like health or anything like that. I didn't get anything from it, but they would take my fees.
I told that to the union worker one time. I was like, yeah, I don't really see the benefit of the union. And she was so upset, probably because I didn't realize that I was basically saying her job was a joke. So she got real offended with that. She's like, well, did you work 20 hours this week? I was like, well, yeah. She's like, well, that's guaranteed. Did you get your breaks? Did you get your lunch every 5 hours or whatever? Did you get this? Did you get that? And started rattling off all this stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I got a paycheck and I got to take a break. I think that's what the benefit was. But I don't think the medical insurance or anything was very helpful for the younger guys. If you have a lot of I think the older contract guys had much better setup.
Oh yeah,
you were just paying into the fund so that the older employees could have all their shit.
Mm-hmm.
And,
for the grocery store game, if you stay with it for like 15, 20 years, you retire early with a good chunk of change. Then you can
Not
get
anymore.
Job. Not anymore?
Not anymore.
No, man, they renegotiated a million times while I was there, and let alone where it is now. But like, yeah, the cashiers and stuff, like they're just like they're fucked now. All the ones that were there, like legacy ones, they were all like probably bought out and pushed aside.
Mm-hmm.
Chris should know something about that. Well, I mean, your dad was in there for a while, right?
Yeah,
he's still in there right now. He was there when it was like probably actually beneficial, and he's like been grandfathered into a lot of things.
Yeah, that's kind of what he was talking about. He was saying that at that time, like it was a job that you could make a career off. Like On Sundays, you got paid double time. If you went over 40 hours, you got paid triple time. Holidays, you got paid triple time. He says he remembers the times where they would actually be like closed the week of Thanksgiving. It wasn't just like, maybe the day of Thanksgiving or something. And he would get like paid vacations. And he said that they used to do like company trips and stuff, things like that. But when I got hired on, like there's nothing I could do to get paid double time for something. If I'm there for a little bit longer, it's time and a half is max.
I worked on New Year's Eve and I didn't get paid any sort of overtime or double time. And then because I was on a new contract, and then they tried to get me work Christmas, and I said I quit. Like I think that was around the time I was gonna quit. Was like I realized I couldn't get holidays off. And I was like, dude, I'm a college student. I'm going home for Christmas.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. Like when I was working there, towards the end of it, I was letting them know that I didn't, I wasn't happy working with there, and so they put me on night crew, almost like as a punishment, I guess. Actually, I think people on night crew quit. They put me on there, and then they just had no intention of taking me off night crew. And I know night crew is rough because you're getting off work at 7 a.m. You're not in sync with classes or school or society or friends or things like that. So it was very tough. And I think I did it for a few months, and I told him, I said, look, man, I tried to initially do it because you came to me like you needed help from me, but now I see that you have no intention of hiring a new person, and I'm not going to stay there. So you need to take me off night crew or I'm going to quit. And he's like, well, I'm putting you on night crew next week. What are you going to do? I said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to quit. And then I think he ended up backpedaling real quick. He's like, okay, I'll get you off night crew, but I quit pretty shortly after that anyways. I think actually I quit there because I had just gotten hooked up with my first construction job, which was like fantastic. I think my first construction job, I was getting paid $20 an hour as a I think, was it $20? I think it was $20 an hour to do concrete estimates. I was like, this is fantastic. I was getting paid like $9 at Vaughn's, and I could go get $20 for construction. Yeah, no worries.
Double what you pay, baby.
Yeah, and it was easier, less stress. It utilized more of my knowledge and skills. It wasn't so manual. It was great. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, kiss those frogs before you marry your prince.
That's right. Just got to get through it.
I was always terrified of being fired, no matter what job I had, so I never really fucked around too much. I was a good boy. Good boy, Ryan.
There was just so much shit you could get away with at Round Table that you felt like invincible, that you could get high, you could drink beer, you could fucking make pizzas for your friends, you could do a bunch of dumb shit. And then it's like I found the one little thing that could get me fired. While everybody else is dealing like coke and meth from the back of the store. I got caught. Don't get caught.
I didn't stay at McDonald's long enough to really test my limits.
McDonald's seems like above board though with a lot of shit because they're like super corporate. I heard a lot of good things about how they keep the restaurant clean and stuff. Was that your experience?
Yeah, it was. I had like no horror stories from there. I got good free food. I had like Super Big Macs. That was pretty cool. One time, one guy got fired for stealing boxes of chicken nuggets.
Boxes?
Boxes.
Yeah, that was the one.
It had to be like 1,000 chicken nuggets inside a box. I don't know what
that was one thing my boss would get absolutely worked up about. Was actually two things. He said, if you fucking take chicken wings, you're going to get fucking fired, because apparently the profit margin on the chicken wings at Round Table was like nothing. And also the other thing that you get pissed off, if he was watching you make pizza and you put too much cheese on it, he'd be like, hey guy, who's Indian by the way, hey guy, too much cheese guy. Hey guy. Like he wanted you to skimp on the cheese. I'm like, dude, they're paying back in 2007. They're paying $20 for a fucking large pizza. Yeah, I'm putting cheese on it.
It was by far the most expensive pizza I ever have ordered.
Yeah, but it was really good. I mean, some of my favorite pizza, and I would eat there all the time, and I worked there. Like some of my favorite pizza to this day was shit that I made at that restaurant. Like I don't know, it's just good. Mushroom, bacon bits, jalapeno, and olive. Don't sleep on it.
Get that mushroom out of there, you pig.
Also, I would make a breakfast pizza because we had like the lunch buffet, but it also had like hard-boiled eggs in the lunch buffet. So I'd slice up a hard-boiled egg and I'd throw it on the pizza, and I'd use sriracha instead of pizza sauce. So it'd be like sriracha and cheese, bacon bits, and like hard-boiled egg slices and some other stuff that's kind of breakfasty. And I'd make like a breakfast pizza, and it was super fucking good.
Very nice. I like it.
That is all. Angel?
All right. Stephen, thank you so much for your topic of jobs.
The jobs that made us.
Yeah, the jobs that made us. All right. We're going to go ahead and go on to the next one. And spin that wheel. Hey, it's me.
Spin that. Well, not yet. You got to wait and see where it lands.
Oh.
Yeah. Go spin your fucking wheel. One thing I always did at those shitty jobs was clock in early to poop, though. Get paid to poop.
Wise advice right there.
Oh, I remember something that I did, and I'll admit it on air. I jerked off in the Ralph's bathroom.
to what?
Employee bathroom.
To like a bottle of Miss Buttersworth or something?
Oh, yeah. Back at the time, we only had like flip phones.
Yeah.
I jerked off in the Ralph's employee bathroom upstairs. Yeah, I did it once.
You know what, Steven? I did the same thing at one of my early college jobs too. Just once in my lifetime. I don't remember why I did, but I did.
Yeah.
I was in college.
A couple of degenerates.
It was young, man. I was just hornier back then, dude. I just was horny all the time.
You got one of those NRBs. You got to take care of it.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot about that until we started talking about it.
So this week we got a word, Ryan. We got a word.
Nice.
Can you guess what that word is?
You didn't spin the wheel.
He did spin the wheel.
I forgot. Angel's.
Well, you're thinking of jerking
Angel's
off.
topics are words.
There
I think Angel's topic this week is going to be itchiness.
Good guess. Anybody else want to guess one word?
Flamboyant.
Yes.
Very good. What'd you say, Stephen?
I would like to guess the word.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Altruism.
Wow. That's
Whoa,
very close. Very
deep.
close.
That does sound like an Angel topic.
All right.
Yeah.
Gentlemen and CoinOp-ians, what's going on? The word tonight is style.
Very close.
So y'all are wrong. Thank you for playing. But I'm not talking about clothes or music. You know, I'm not talking about the sexual confusion in today's youth. No, sir, I'm talking about gaming styles. Whatever you're into. First-person shooters, I'm talking about side-scrollers, sandbox games, tabletop, role-playing, whatever it is. And I'm talking about fun and engaging games that hit the spot. And that spot, guys, is different for everyone, you know? Like, for example, I imagine, Stephen, your spot is in the ass. But I don't judge.
Close.
Yeah.
Close.
For me, my spot has 3 criteria. The game needs to be simple, quick, and flexible. And with that, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the mechanics of different game styles. You see, games can be similar and have differentiating aspects that appeal to you. For example, tabletops. I enjoy Settlers of Catan. Do you guys ever play Settlers of Catan?
Yes. That's a good one.
That's my favorite
Too
board
much
game.
wheat. Too much wheat.
Too much wheat?
Favorite
Yeah.
board game. Favorite board game all time.
I like that over Ticket to Ride or Seven Wonders. Kind of similar mechanics. I like it because it's simple. You know, you have 5 resources. And the flexibility with the randomness of tile placement, the numbers, the dice, it's perfection. I love it.
I had an issue when I play. So I play a lot of Settlers of Catan, and I'll play with my wife, and we'll have like 3 people there. But the problem is she is so successful at convincing everybody that they should not trade with me, that I am a bad trade partner. and every time I play, people are like, oh, I'm not going to trade with you. I'm like, why? He's like, because I shouldn't. Even though I need what you need, you're bad to trade with because you're going to screw me over or something like that. So I think that's where it all started.
What do you mean you don't want to do a 1-to-1 all the time?
So
Yeah.
can I
Pisses me
guess
off.
the angle that she takes?
Sure.
That you plan so well and that the trade is going to be in your benefit and not in theirs.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
you're the mastermind.
It's actually something that I noticed there in my original days of playing Catan. It was like, oh, it's all about brick because early in the game you need to get a lot of brick. Wood is usually not too hard to come across. What I started switching up to, because I realized most other people start that way, I put myself next to sheep and grain, and what I do is every single turn I buy a card.
Yeah.
And when I get enough of these cards going, I have, where you can move the thief, and I'll move the thief to the person who has
knight.
brick. Yep. And I'm going to move that there, and I'm going to say, look, like so Ryan's there, I'll say, look, Ryan, that knight is going to stay there until you decide to trade with me 1-to-1 brick.
God, you're fucking diabolical, friend.
And they don't like that. And they're like, you know what? F you, Chris. We're just not going to do it. I'm like, all right, well, that knight is going to stay there. And if you try moving it back on me, I got 6 more knights ready to put it right on back.
Fuck.
So yeah, that's probably why people don't want to trade with me.
Yeah. No shit. That'll do it. You're making friends, aren't you?
Yep.
But I want to try that. I haven't thought of using that.
I dislike when I'm playing Catan and everybody is willing to do a 1-to-1 trade. That is a fantastic trade for whoever needs that fucking resource. Never give that to anybody. The best they can do on a port is a 3-to-1. Why would you ever give somebody a 1-to-1 trade? Exactly. It's dog shit.
Yeah, my thing is I look for the scarce resource, right? It's ore and it's what's the other one? Brick? No. Ore and
so it's ore. I'm assuming stone. Same thing. That one always seems hard to get, and I feel like it's either the wheat or the sheep seem hard to get.
Well, only because there's one fewer tile for those two.
Oh.
It's the clay and the. So I'm like, okay, I wanna see those are the scarce resources. I want to see the numbers on there. So it basically, long story short, it's very flexible with your strategy. And I never heard of yours, Chris, and I want to try it sometime. That's what I'm talking about. That flexibility. I love that. So I want to move on to another kind of game, and I get a lot of flack. Call it a bone, but I'm not going to call it a bone. I get a lot of flack from a confident cowboy for enjoying Fortnite as my battle royale.
It's the worst battle royale.
Now, for those unfamiliar with the battle royale, it's a first-person shooter where you drop onto a map with 99 other players, generally 99, and you fight to be the last person alive. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, hear me out. I'll play others like PUBG, there's Apex Legends, and Call of Duty Warzone, right? But Fortnite, number one, that's my thing. It's simple. You have guns, shows the clear damage output with the classic RPG rarity colors. You got common for gray, green for uncommon, blue for rares, purple for epics, orange for legendaries, and the bright cyan for mythics. It's fast-paced. Okay, you don't spend more than 10 minutes looking for someone. You see bullet shots on a compass. You can hear how far that player is. And although it gets a really bad rap for that cartoon graphics, I'll say this. I rather enjoy the flexibility of the game offers, Where other players can choose different skins to look like their favorite characters like Goku, Vegeta, Rick and Morty, and Star Wars characters. And best of all, it doesn't look out of place. It'd look really weird to find another player looking like Frieza in PUBG. That'd be like way out of place. So,
Question.
yeah.
Do you play no build?
Yes. I hate builds.
Because building Fortnite is literally the cringiest video game shit I've ever seen in my life, and it's stupid, and I hate it. And I think
Do you need to explain it to the CoinOp-ians?
Yeah, you ever watch a clip of somebody playing Fortnite and they're just spamming buttons on their controller,
Build a tower in 30 seconds.
and they're building like a freaking stupid structure to the sky, and it's literally pointless, and it's just for ADD hyperactive kids that don't know what to do with their fingers. Jesus Christ, go get a girlfriend, make her happy. Fuck.
Now, I appreciate that, Stephen, and that's an overgeneralization, but there's a strategy to it where you can build your own walls that don't exist. I like it because you're right, they spent like 15 seconds building this structure that they've like memorized or they built a macro for. All I do is get a really strong gun and I shoot them down. And they don't know what to do with that.
I will refuse to ever play that game because of that building aspect. It is
I played it twice with Angel, and
stupid.
we won both times. I'm undefeated.
Nationally ranked, baby.
But I'm confident it was all bots, because there's no way that we should have in any way, shape, or form won.
Without building. That sounds fine. Battle Royale is super fun, no matter what game it is.
No. Steven, you stick with PUBG. That's the right one.
Whatever your preference is. PUBG's a great game. I like Fortnite for that reason. It's very simple. It's very fast-paced. I'm not walking out in the middle of the goddamn map after 15 minutes finding some stupid-ass gun that I don't even know if it's good or not. Fortnite will tell me, okay, this one's orange, and it's a sniper. Great. And then, like in PUBG or those other games, like I'll walk out and some lucky bastard who's just camping will shoot me, and I'm dead. I just wasted 15 minutes. I'll get a number one... what is that? Battle Royale, whatever the hell, number one in like 12 minutes in Fortnite. It's fast. It's quick, and I'm not wasting my time. So that's why I like it.
You just gotta take off your shoes, Angel, and be stealthy.
Nah, it sounds like a lot of wasted effort for just getting someone a lucky kill.
Intensity. Get that chicken dinner, baby.
Okay. Yeah, everyone likes something different. So, it's talking about skins. I don't like collecting them. I think it's a waste unless I find John Wick. So I've seen it in a game once. And I'm waiting for it to pop up because that's pretty dope.
You can find them? I thought you have to buy them.
You do. You do have to buy them. So the game's free. But there's pay to play, whatever it is. And if I find a John Wick skin, I like John Wick so much that I would actually buy the skin because that's pretty
What do you mean find the skin? Can't you just go on the store and buy the skin?
No, it's refreshed every single day. So it's different. Yeah.
So, Angel, I wanted to hop in there. I only found out about this Battle Royale like, I don't know, maybe 8 months ago. And I tried PUBG first, and it was kind of stressful. The number one issue that I have there is there's all these weapons, and I have to like think for a second, okay, which one's the best? Which one do I take? There's so many in a house. It takes me a minute to process all that. I haven't played Fortnite, but I had no idea they were color coded. That would be so much easier if I could just be like, oh, orange one, got it, done, next one.
Oh, yeah, it's the best.
No, Chris, don't fall for the simplicity. Don't
Where
do
do
it, Chris.
Where do I download Fortnite at? Because I don't see it on Xbox Game Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the Epic Store.
It's on everything.
No, it's not, is
You
it?
can download it on... Yeah, it's on everything.
No, I don't know. I get it. I played on the Epic Store.
I do have the Epic Store.
You can download on your PS5 or it's superior. You can download on your potato laptop. That works too.
We got to have a discussion about that. Let's keep going because I'm getting texts from the wife. It's her birthday today. It just turned her birthday.
Did you say happy birthday at the strike of midnight?
She's texting me. She's like, "What the hell is taking
Where's
so
my
goddamn long?"
penis that I'm going to have sex with? Where?
So let's keep going, shall we? So another one.
And that's it. Thank you for another great episode.
Pac-Man?
So I'm going to talk about one more game. Okay.
Do it, pussy.
Now, and then I'm going to open it to the boys. This one's a sandbox game. Now, even though kids and teenagers generally play this game, I actually enjoy it. It's called Minecraft. Yeah, you're right.
God damn it.
It's a game that allows you to build, explore, survive in an open world environment with blocks. And to me, personally, it's therapeutic. So the others comparable are Terraria, they're Starbound, and 7 Days to Die. But for something so simple, it can be so much. It reminds me a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Because you can become completely immersed in the game, do what you want, build what you want, however you want. And the game does have a quote storyline where you kill the Ender Dragon, whatever. But honestly, I have no interest in that. I typically play when waiting for something on my PC, like I'm rendering videos or waiting for an email response. I can open up the game in seconds and keep building whatever, like on the side of a cliff. I can, make something turn something so simple like a slab and make it into like a mansion or whatever. Just the imagination is boundless, and that's what I really like about it. So
it's the next step in Lego imagination type game, right?
yeah, that's what I really enjoy about it. But and to be fair, the graphics are god awful. So if you ever are interested in playing, download a shader because they've got so many out there and it's beautiful.
But isn't it part of the charm that the graphics were not that good? I feel
not
that's
for me.
part of the
It's
charm.
disgusting.
Do you know how many copies of Minecraft have been sold, Angel?
Billions.
No.
It is
has
one
not
of the
been
most popular
billions.
games in the world. Millions? I don't know.
Trillions.
How many?
300 million copies of Minecraft have been sold.
When I first played it, it was free.
It's free on the Xbox Game Pass.
Because Microsoft owns it, and Microsoft is the devil.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it when it first came out, and I would literally just dig down to the bottom of the planet, make a little cave, mine, and just collect a bunch of shit. And it was fun. I don't know what they do with it now, but
They actually have a
we'd make little castles.
yeah. You can build whatever you want. I like building little function underground water things, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Like a water park, water slide.
Kinda, yeah. Kinda. Some of these shaders are beautiful. Where the water, the way that in a dark cave, you have a light shining through water, and you can have that behind glass. It's kind of like you're walking through a resort. It's kind of cool. So
Not enough structure for me. I tried it once, and I played it for maybe 30 minutes, and then I was like, no, thank
because you
sir.
lack imagination.
yeah, no imagination.
I do lack imagination. This is true.
Dude, I heard the kids are super hooked on Minecraft. So I haven't personally played it myself, but I was talking to my coworker. He said, dude, at his church, it runs rampant. He says where the kids can't put it down. They're like, we need to build. But apparently they get together with other kids online, and they're going for a 1-to-1 life-size model of the Starship Enterprise, or they're making the city of New York, and they're making it all super exact. So you kind of get contracted to do these individual locations, and they said they just work, and then they're once it's all done, they don't know what to do with themselves. Do you feel that way, Angel?
No, at first I kind of did, because it's like, well, what did you build it for? And then I realize I'm doing it kind of like a therapeutic way. Just kind of, I want to build it because I enjoy it. And talking about building those structures, people actually get paid to build those on servers. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. You can code in there too. So.
Do you destroy it once it's built?
You can actually code it that in the server it won't get destroyed. That's also something I really like too. Right in the text, you can code Java. It's incredible. Like, people make computers right in the game, because it's like, it's just on and off switches. They've like built games on this stuff. It's incredible. So yeah.
Man, all that from Minecraft.
So yeah, those are just the games that I really enjoy, because that's the I like the simple, I like it flexible, I like it quick. If it's too complicated, I don't have time for that, because I have a lot of responsibility. So yeah. What do you guys like to enjoy?
I agree with you on that, Angels. I feel like, and Steven's kind of talked about this in the past, like, I hate grinding or like cooking and feeding myself games, because I just don't have time for that. Like, I want to get in and want to go do the stuff. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't go do that stuff because I need to go cook myself a meal first, or I need to go grind forever to get this thing. So I like the plug and play. Let's do this. I only got limited amount of time, so I want to hop in as quickly as I can.
Yeah, I hate games that clearly have grinding mechanics or things to slow you down just to keep you there longer in hopes that you spend more money in them. Like Destiny was a really cool game until you realize it's like, we need to keep you around long enough for the next expansion. Then you'll buy that, and we got to keep you around long enough for the next one. Fuck that. I like, when I play by myself, I like a good story that'll keep me around for 15 hours or so, and then I move on. And then I enjoy a good co-op game with the buds.
I mean, there was one co-op game that we all played together. It was mini golf with friends, where you just have your ball and they say go, and everyone tries to race to the hole and hitting each other, and it was fantastic. There was like multiple hours of laughs all night.
Yeah, I had some good laughs on that one, especially when our friend Pritchard would keep getting his ball stuck in random things and just
He's so mad.
Or I swear what Ryan would do is he would stop himself in front of the hole, and he would sit there until someone bumped him in, like, especially if there was no other way for that person to get around. So it'd be like a standoff.
My favorite type of game is anything multiplayer. Like, I thoroughly enjoy multiplayer experiences far more than single player, and I probably can only count on my hand like 10 games single player that I liked, which I know is like drastically opposite than Ryan. Like, I need competition in any of it that I do. It turns like a mundane game into like very exciting if I can compete to be better than other people. Halo was one of my more favorite games once it got to like the ranking systems, League of Legends ranking systems, even like a game like World of Warcraft, where you're not necessarily like directly competing, but you do want to like get better gear than people, and you want to be a more established like person in your realm. So all that is fine. I like a very wide variety of games.
Yeah. I like sharing in the victory with my buddies. That's why I like the co-op aspect.
Yeah.
Solve a puzzle or accomplish something together. Like, find out what kind of ghost was in there, and we all escape into the van together.
I like, because the multiplayer aspect's cool, because one, you're hanging out with your buddies, but I like it that you can do like coordinated things. Like, we could say, hey, this is how we're going to go about it. You're going to come from the left, I'm going to come from the right, we're going to hit them like this, so it adds an extra dimension that I think makes us better. It's just ironic that even when we do that, like when we were playing Halo this last time, we'd still come across these other teams that were just phenomenal, and we'd get, they'd mop the floor with us.
Well, because even when you're co-oping, there's competition within your friends that you're playing with to like be the best team member or anything like that, or you want to like, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
feed off that energy.
That's fantastic. No, guys, thank you so much for contributing to the conversation, and let's go ahead and put a pin in this one, and we'll pick it up next time.
Cool.
It's getting really late. Anything else you guys want to say to our CoinOp-ians before we wrap up?
Happy birthday to a special person that can't be named.
Voldemort?
No, Gritney.
Happy birthday.
Special shout out, yes.
Yeah.
But I do have a serious message for the Cowboys.
Okay.
Let's hear
Is
it.
it a fart?
I need all attention. So during this night's podcast, I've tried to fart many times into the microphone. There's 2 successful farts in this one. If you could send Angel the exact timestamp of the farts, there'll be a special gift coming to you.
Yeah.
More farts?
Ooh, I also have something very important to say before we sign off.
And before Steven interrupts me, immediately after this podcast, I will be going to the toilet to take a poop.
Is that why you're sweating?
So before we end this podcast, last night, my daughter went to the bathroom like she normally does. She was sitting on the toilet, and I was in the kitchen, and all of a sudden I start to hear her cry. So I'm like worried. So I run into the bathroom, and she's sitting on the toilet, and she looks at me, and she's crying, and she's like, it's stuck, it hurts, it stuck, I don't want to poop, and I immediately had flashbacks to when this happened to me around the age. And I said, oh no, I cannot create this trauma for my daughter. I have to avoid this at all costs. I said, just stop, don't push, I'm going to get you a lollipop and some applesauce. So I run to the kitchen, I get her a lollipop, applesauce, and she's kind of crying, but she's super excited to get the lollipop and the applesauce. I say, if you drink the applesauce, the poop will come out. And she's like, okay, like starting to, like, she believes me. Like, I'm totally just trying to distract her from the pain of
a diuretic.
Yeah. Applesauce is, but it's not really like aggressive enough to help in that specific moment. So all I could do is try to get her to like not focus on it hurting. And so I give her the applesauce, and she's kind of like chugging it, and shaking and squeezing and stuff, and it comes out. And then as soon as it comes out, she opens the lollipop and she forgets about it all. And then she goes, Daddy, I pooped so big, I want to look at it. And she like gets off, and she like takes the little like kid's toilet seat off of it, and she goes, look at it, Daddy, it's so big. And I looked down, and no joke, that thing was bigger than anything I've ever produced. I don't know where it came from. So I was just like, good, baby, good, that's great, Mom, come look at my poop. So we had to make sure a poop story got into this podcast, and that was it. So
what a proud moment.
I was proud, very proud of her.
Thank you for sharing.
Parenthood redeemed.
Nice.
What say you, Chris?
I would say right on, Cowboys. We appreciate you listening to it, and it's the you guys is what's keeping us going at it. So give us your thoughts, likes, requests, and answer some of these other questions that we come up with, like is Minecraft truly a phenomenal game or not? Let us know.
I got one more important thing. In last week's episode, we announced a crowdfunding effort for us to go see Tom DeLonge's secret base. $200,000, and we'll uncover this mystery for you. Angel, how much money have we gone? $0?
$0 right now.
Very disappointed in all of you.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, so make sure you get in there, and we'll uncover the secrets of Tom DeLonge for your view.
I think we need a name for this fund to really make it happen.
Oh yeah.
What is the name of his organization?
To the Stars DeLonge Fund.
Gross.
Sounds terrible. We'll have to rethink that one.
All right, let's think that through. Let's think that through. And guys, thank you so much for listening, watching. Please like, subscribe, follow, rate us, leave us a comment, leave us send your tits to CoinOp-Cowboys-pod@gmail.com. Only tits.
There it is.
CoinOp-Cowboys-pod@gmail.com. And with that, we're out.
Sayonara.
Peace.